Your morning is the foundation of your day. How you start it will set the tone for every action, every decision, and every opportunity that comes your way. Too many of us let the morning slip by as though it's just another part of the day. But let me tell you this, your morning is sacred. It's your time to take control before the world starts making demands on you. It's the one part of the day where you decide how the story begins. The first thing you do when you wake up isn't just a habit, it's a message to yourself. Are you telling yourself, I'm ready for greatness, or are you telling yourself, I'm okay with mediocrity? When you hit that snooze button, you're not just delaying your alarm, you're delaying your dreams. You're pushing back the life you say you want. If you're serious about success, you need to own that first hour. No excuses. Start by taking a moment of gratitude. Before you pick up your phone, before you get distracted by emails or notifications, take a deep breath and be thankful. You woke up today. You've got another shot to make something happen. Gratitude sets the stage for positivity, and positivity fuels productivity. If you wake up thinking about what you lack, you're starting a day in a mindset of scarcity. Flip that script. Think about what you have and let it drive you forward. Next, move your body. You don't have to run a marathon or hit the gym for 2 hours, but you've got to do something to wake yourself up and get your blood flowing. Exercise isn't just about physical health, it's about mental clarity. When you move in the morning, you're telling your mind and your body, I'm ready for the day. That energy will carry over into your work, your relationships, and every challenge you face. Feed your mind as well. Just like your body needs fuel, so does your brain. What are you putting in the first thing in the morning? Are you consuming negativity from the news or social media? Or are you filling your mind with inspiration, knowledge, and wisdom? Read a book, listen to a podcast, reflect on your goals. The first thoughts you entertain in the morning have a way of echoing throughout your entire day. Have a plan for your day. Don't leave it to chance. Sit down and write out your priorities. What do you need to accomplish today to get closer to your goals? Don't just create a long to-do list. Focus on the most important tasks, the ones that will make a real difference. When you plan your day in the morning, you take control of your time instead of letting time control you. Avoid distractions at all costs. The morning is your time, not the world's. Don't let emails, texts, or social media hijack it. When you give away your morning to distractions, you're giving away your power. Set boundaries. Turn off notifications if you have to. Protect that time like it's the most valuable asset you own, because it is. Hydration is another key. It sounds simple, but it's a game changer. Your body has gone hours without water, and dehydration can slow you down physically and mentally. Start your morning with a big glass of water. It'll wake up your system and prepare you to tackle the day ahead with energy and focus. Dress the part. Even if you're working from home, the way you present yourself matters. When you take time to groom yourself and put on something that makes you feel confident, it changes how you approach the day. You carry yourself differently. You speak differently. You act like the person you're striving to become. Silence and reflection are underrated. Before the chaos of the day begins, give yourself a few minutes of stillness. Whether it's through meditation, prayer, or simply sitting in quiet thought, this is your chance to center yourself, to remind yourself of your purpose, to align your actions with your values. Track your progress. Use the morning to review how far you've come and where you need to go next. This isn't about being hard on yourself, it's about being honest. What worked yesterday? What didn't? What adjustments we need to make today to stay on track? When you measure your progress, you take control of your journey. Your morning is also the perfect time for affirmation. Speak life into yourself. Say it out loud. I am capable. I am focused. I am disciplined. I will achieve my goals. It might feel strange at first, but the words you speak to yourself have power. They shape your mindset, and your mindset shapes your reality. Fuel your body with the right food. Skip the sugary cereals and pastries. Go for something that nourishes you, a protein-packed breakfast, some fresh fruit, or a smoothie. When you eat well in the morning, you're setting yourself up for sustained energy and focus throughout the day. Lastly, remember that your morning routine is unique to you. What works for someone else might not work for you, and that's okay. Experiment. Adjust. Find the rituals that make you feel powerful, centered, and ready to take on the world. The key is to own your morning, because when you own your morning, you own your life. Excuses are the silent thieves of dreams. They creep in unnoticed, convincing you that you're justified in delaying your goals. They tell you it's okay to wait until the conditions are perfect or until you feel ready. But let me tell you the truth, there will never be a perfect time. If you let excuses run your life, they will keep you stuck exactly where you are. Progress isn't stolen by failure, it's stolen by the excuses you make to avoid even trying. An excuse is a way to justify inaction. I'm too tired, you say, but let's be real, tired is a part of life. Everyone feels tired, especially those who are working hard for their goals. Success isn't reserved for the well-rested, it's reserved for those who keep going despite the fatigue. When you let "I'm tired" stop you, what you're really saying is, I'm not willing to push through. And that mindset will never get you to the finish line. Another popular excuse, I don't have time. Time is the ultimate equalizer. Every single person gets the same 24 hours in a day. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they use those hours. If you don't have time, it's because you haven't made time. Look at your day. Where are you wasting it? Scrolling through your phone? Binge watching shows? You have time, you just have to prioritize matters most. Perfectionism is another excuse in disguise. I'm not ready or it's not good enough yet are ways of avoiding the discomfort of starting. The truth is, you will never feel 100% ready. Waiting for perfection is like waiting for a bus that will never come. You have to start with what you have, where you are, and trust that you'll grow along the way. Progress beats perfection every single time. Fear often fuels excuses. You're scared of failing, scared of looking foolish, scared of wasting effort. So instead of facing that fear, you create reasons to avoid it. It's not the right time. I don't have the resources. I need to wait until I'm more experienced. But let me tell you something. Fear isn't a stop sign. It's a green light. It's telling you that you're about to step into something meaningful. Lean into it. Excuses give you temporary comfort, but long-term regret. When you skip the workout, delay the project, or avoid the challenge, it feels good in the moment. You've avoided the discomfort. But down the line, when you see someone else living the life you wanted, when you look back and wonder what could have been, that regret will hit harder than any temporary discomfort ever could. Accountability is the antidote to excuses. When you hold yourself accountable, you take responsibility for your choices. It's not about blaming yourself or feeling guilty. It's about being honest. Did you do what you said you would do? If not, why? Was it truly out of your control or was it an excuse? Accountability forces you to face the truth. And the truth is where growth begins. Excuses often come disguised as reasons. I can't afford it, you say. But is that the truth or is it an excuse? Maybe you can't afford it because you're not willing to make sacrifices elsewhere. Maybe you're spending money on things that don't serve your goals. The same goes for I don't have the skills. Skills can be learned. Knowledge can be gained. The real question is, are you willing to do what it takes? One of the most dangerous excuses is comparison. They have more talent. They have better opportunities. They don't have the struggles I do. Maybe all of that is true, but it doesn't matter. Comparing yourself to others is a waste of energy. Their journey isn't your journey. Focus on what you control, your effort, your mindset, your actions. The moment you stop comparing is the moment you start progressing. Excuses are contagious. If you surround yourself with people who make excuses, you'll start making them too. If your circle is full of people who complain about how hard life is, how unfair things are, or why they can't get ahead, that mindset will rub off on you. Surround yourself with doers, not talkers. Be with people who find solutions, not excuses. Your environment plays a huge role in whether you move forward or stay stuck. Excuses also rob you of your creativity. When you say, I can't, your brain shuts down. But when you ask, how can I? You open yourself up to possibilities. I can't afford it becomes, how can I afford it? I don't have time becomes, how can I make time? Excuses close doors, solutions open them. And solutions are the key to progress. You need to call out your excuses for what they are, self-imposed barriers. They're not walls you can't climb, they're walls you built to protect yourself from discomfort. But growth lives on the other side of that wall. If you want progress, you have to tear those excuses down brick by brick. Excuses are a habit, but so is action. Every time you make an excuse, you strengthen that habit. But every time you take action, even when it's hard, you're building a new habit, the habit of perseverance, the habit of resilience, the habit of progress. Habits compound over time. Which one are you feeding? You have to get real with yourself. Ask, do I want the comfort of my excuses or do I want the discomfort of progress? Because you can't have both. Progress requires sacrifice. It requires facing fear, overcoming laziness, and doing the hard things. Excuses may protect you from temporary pain, but they'll keep you from the life you truly want. And that's a price you can't afford to pay. Progress doesn't come from monumental leaps. It comes from the small, consistent actions you take every single day. Too often, people think success is about one big move, one grand gesture that changes everything overnight. But that's not how real progress works. Big results are the product of small steps compounded over time. The power lies not in doing everything at once, but in doing the right things repeatedly, no matter how insignificant they may seem in the moment. Small steps might seem trivial, but they are the foundation of every great achievement. Think about it. You don't build a skyscraper by throwing the whole thing up at once. You lay one brick, then another, then another. It's the same with your goals. Whether you're building a business, improving your health, or mastering a skill, it's the small, deliberate actions that create the structure of your success. The reason small steps work is because they are manageable, they don't overwhelm you. Too many people fail because they set goals so massive, so intimidating that they freeze. They don't even start because the task feels impossible. But when you break it down into small, achievable steps, you build momentum. Each step forward is a reminder that you're capable of moving closer to your goal. Small steps also build confidence. When you set out to do something small and you accomplish it, you feel good about yourself. That feeling fuels you to take the next step and then the next. It's a cycle of achievement. Over time, those small wins add up. And before you know it, you've achieved something that once seemed out of reach. Consistency is the secret weapon behind small steps. Doing one small thing once won't change your life, but doing it every day will. And think about water dripping on a rock. One drop doesn't make a dent, but thousands of drops over time can carve through stone. The same principle applies to your habits and actions. Small steps, when done consistently, have the power to create massive change. The beauty of small steps is that they're adaptable. If you're tired, busy, or overwhelmed, you can still take one small action. Even on your worst day, you can make a little progress. That's what separates people who succeed from those who don't. It's not about being perfect every day. It's about showing up and doing what you can, no matter how small it may seem. Small steps also help you stay focused. When you're working toward a big goal, it's easy to get distracted or discouraged. But when you break it down into smaller pieces, you always know what to do next. You're not looking at the mountain wondering how to climb it. You're just focusing on the next step. That focus keeps you moving forward, even when the path is difficult. Every small step teaches you something. Maybe you try a new strategy and it doesn't work. That's okay because it's part of the process. Small steps allow you to learn and adjust without risking everything. They give you the space to experiment, to fail, and to grow. Over time, those lessons compound, making you smarter, stronger, and more capable. Small steps are especially powerful because they're sustainable. Big dramatic actions might get you results quickly, but they're hard to maintain. You can't sprint forever, but small, consistent actions, those you can do for a lifetime. They become habits, and habits are what truly transform your life. It's important to celebrate the small steps. Too often, we focus only on the big milestones, the promotion, the finish line, the big win. But every small step you take is an achievement. It's proof that you're moving in the right direction. Celebrate those moments because they're the building blocks of your success. Small steps also inspire others. When people see you making steady progress, even if it's slow, they notice. They see your discipline, your persistence, your commitment, and that inspires them to take their own small steps. Your actions ripple out, creating change not just in your life, but in the lives of those around you. One of the biggest benefits of small steps is that they help you stay present. When you focus on the next step instead of the entire journey, you're able to fully engage with what you're doing. You're not overwhelmed by how far you have to go. You're energized by what you're accomplishing right now. Small steps also keep you grounded. They remind you that progress isn't always flashy or dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet. It's waking up early to write for 15 minutes. It's choosing water over soda. It's making one phone call to a potential client. These moments might not feel significant, but they are. They're the threads that weave the fabric of your success. Patience is essential when you're taking small steps. You won't see results overnight, and that's okay. The point isn't to rush, just to persist. Trust the process. Trust that every small action you take is moving you closer to your goal, even if the progress feels invisible at first. Over time, those small steps will add up to something extraordinary. When you look back on your journey, you'll see that the small steps were the most important ones. They were the moments when you chose to keep going even when it was hard. They were the decisions that seemed insignificant at the time but turned out to be pivotal. Small steps are the foundation of every big result, and they're the reason success is within your reach. Small steps, when taken consistently and with intention, are the ultimate form of progress. They don't just move you forward, they transform you. They shape your habits, your mindset, and your character. They teach you that success isn't about shortcuts or luck. It's about showing up every day and doing the work one step at a time. Consistency is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's not about doing something perfectly, it's about doing it persistently. Too often, people chase quick results thinking success is built on big moments or sudden breakthroughs. But the truth is, success is rooted in showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is what separates the dreamers from the doers. When you're consistent, you create momentum. Every small action you take adds up. It's like rolling a snowball down a hill. At first, it's tiny and insignificant, but as you keep pushing, it grows. The same is true for your efforts. Each day that you show up and put in the work, you're building something bigger than yourself. And over time, that momentum becomes unstoppable. Consistency builds discipline. It's easy to take action when you're motivated, but what happens when the motivation fades? That's where discipline comes in, and consistency is its foundation. By committing to your habits and routines, you train yourself to keep going regardless of how you feel. Over time, discipline becomes second nature, and you find yourself taking action without even thinking about it. The beauty of consistency is that it compounds. A single action might not seem significant, but repeated over days, weeks, and months, it creates a ripple effect. And think about saving money. Putting away a small amount each day doesn't feel like much, but over time, it adds up to a substantial sum. The same principle applies to your goals. Consistency turns small efforts into big results. Consistency is what builds trust both in yourself and with others. When you consistently follow through on your commitments, you prove to yourself that you can be relied upon. This builds self-confidence and reinforces a belief in your own abilities. At the same time, others begin to trust you, knowing you'll deliver on your promises. This trust becomes a powerful asset in your personal and professional life. When you're consistent, you're sending a message to yourself and the world: I'm serious about this. It's easy to talk about your goals or make big plans, but actions speak louder than words. Consistency shows that you're not just interested in success, you're committed to it. And commitment is what transforms intentions into achievements. Consistency also helps you overcome obstacles. When challenges arise, as they inevitably will, it's your habits and routines that carry you through. If you've been consistently working toward your goal, you'll have the tools and resilience to keep going, even in the face of adversity. It's not about avoiding setbacks, it's about having the strength to move past them. The power of consistency lies in its ability to create habits. Every time you repeat an action, you're reinforcing a pattern in your brain. Over time, these patterns become automatic. This is why consistency is so powerful. It transforms effort into habit, and habits are what drive long-term success. When you build a habit, you no longer have to rely on willpower or motivation, you just do the work. Consistency brings clarity. When you commit to a regular routine, you begin to see patterns. You learn what works and what doesn't. This clarity helps you refine your approach and focus on the actions that truly matter. Without consistency, it's easy to get distracted or spread yourself too thin. But with it, you stay aligned with your goals. Consistency teaches you patience. In a world that glorifies instant gratification, it's easy to get discouraged when results don't come quickly. But success isn't about speed, it's about persistence. Consistency forces you to slow down and trust the process. It reminds you that progress is often invisible at first, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. One of the greatest benefits of consistency is its ability to build mastery. Whether you're learning a new skill, improving your health, or growing a business, repetition is key. Each time you practice, you're getting a little better. It might not be noticeable day to day, but over time, those small improvements add up. Mastery isn't achieved in a single leap. It's built through consistent effort. Consistency also keeps you grounded. It reminds you that success isn't about luck or talent, it's about effort. It's easy to look at someone who's achieved great things and assume they had it easy, but more often than not, their success is the result of years of consistent work. When you're consistent, you're playing the long game, and that's where real success lies. When you're consistent, you create a sense of stability in your life. You know what to expect from yourself, and that predictability is powerful. It reduces stress and uncertainty because you're not constantly questioning whether or not you'll take action. You've already made the decision to show up, and that decision brings peace of mind. Consistency builds resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and it's easy to lose momentum when things get tough. But when you've built a habit of consistency, you have something to fall back on. It becomes your anchor, keeping you steady even in the face of challenges. Consistency is what keeps you moving forward one step at a time. Another incredible aspect of consistency is its ability to inspire others. When people see you showing up day after day, they take notice. Your actions become a source of motivation for those around you. They see your commitment, your persistence, and your results, and it inspires them to be consistent in their own lives. Consistency is the ultimate form of self-respect. It's a way of honoring your goals, your dreams, and your potential. By showing up every day, you're telling yourself that you're worth the effort. You're proving that you believe in your ability to achieve great things. And that belief, fueled by consistent action, is what makes the impossible possible. Pain is a universal experience. Everyone at some point faces hardships that challenge their spirit, test their limits, and threaten to break them. But pain is not the end of the story. It can be the beginning of something incredible. Pain has the potential to either hold you down or propel you forward. The choice is yours. You can let it destroy you, or you can use it to fuel your growth. Pain has a way of revealing your strength. In those moments when you feel like you can't take another step, when the weight of the world is pressing down on you, that's when your true resilience is born. It's not in comfort or ease that you discover who you are, it's in the fire. Pain strips away the superficial and forces you to confront your inner self, and in that confrontation, you find power. When life knocks you down, it's tempting to stay there. Pain tells you to give up, to stop trying to protect yourself from further hurt. But pain is also a teacher. It's there to show you what you're capable of enduring, to push you beyond your perceived limits. Every time you rise after a fall, you're rewriting your story. You're proving to yourself in the world that pain doesn't define you, your response to it does. Turning pain into power starts with acceptance. Denying your pain or pretending it doesn't exist only prolongs the suffering. You have to face it head on, acknowledge it, and understand it. Acceptance doesn't mean you're okay with what happened. It means you're ready to stop running from it. It's the first step in taking control of your narrative. Pain is energy. It's raw, unfiltered, and intense, and energy can be transformed. I think about a storm. It can destroy everything in its path, but it can also generate immense power. Your pain is no different. When you channel into action, into growth, into purpose, it becomes a source of strength rather than weakness. It's not about ignoring the pain. It's about using it to propel you forward. One of the most transformative aspects of pain is the clarity it brings. In the depths of struggle, you start to see what truly matters. Pain strips away the distractions and forces you to focus on what's real. It reminds you of your values, your priorities, and your purpose. Use that clarity as a compass to guide your next steps. Pain can redirect you toward a life that's more aligned with who you really are. Pain can also be a catalyst for change. Sometimes it's the discomfort of staying the same that pushes you to evolve. Think about the moments in your life when you've grown the most. They likely came after periods of struggle. Pain forces you to adapt, to innovate, to find solutions you never considered before. It's a wake-up call that tells you it's time to level up. Turning pain into power requires action. It's not enough to simply endure. You have to channel that pain into something productive. Maybe it's building a new skill, pursuing a dream you've been putting off, or helping others who are going through similar struggles. Whatever it is, let your pain drive you. Let it give you the urgency and determination to create something meaningful. Your story of pain can become someone else's survival guide. When you share your journey, your struggles, and your triumphs, you give others hope. You show them that they're not alone, that it's possible to come out stronger on the other side. Your pain, when transformed into power, becomes a beacon for others who are lost in their own darkness. Pain teaches empathy. When you suffered, you gain a deeper understanding of what others are going through. That empathy can be a powerful force for connection, compassion, and healing, not just for others, but for yourself. By turning your pain outward, by using it to lift others up, you create a cycle of empowerment that multiplies far beyond you. Every scar tells a story, but it's up to you to decide what that story will be. Will it be a story of defeat or one of triumph? Scars are a testament to survival. They're proof that you've endured and overcome. When you wear them proudly, not as marks of pain, but as symbols of resilience, they become a source of inspiration and strength. Pain also strengthens your mindset. It challenges you to reframe your perspective, to see obstacles as opportunities and struggles as stepping stones. When you learn to view pain as a teacher rather than an enemy, you unlock a powerful mindset shift. You stop asking, why me, and start asking, what can I learn from this? That shift is where transformation begins. Pain can fuel your purpose. Some of the most driven, passionate people in the world have used their pain as a foundation for their mission. They've turned their struggles into a reason to fight, to create, to make a difference. Your pain can be the spark that ignites your purpose, giving you a reason to push harder and dream bigger than you ever thought possible. Turning pain into power also requires forgiveness, not for others, but for yourself. Pain often comes with guilt, regret, or a sense of failure. But holding on to those feelings only chains you to the past. Forgiving yourself is an act of liberation. It frees you to focus on the present and move toward the future with clarity and confidence. Pain reveals your capacity for growth. It shows you that you're capable of far more than you ever imagined. When you endure hardship and come out on the other side, you expand your understanding of your own strength. You realize that the limits you once believed in were self-imposed, and that realization is one of the most empowering gifts pain can give you. Pain pushes you out of your comfort zone. It forces you to confront the parts of yourself you've been avoiding, to step into situations you rather avoid, and to grow in ways you never thought possible. Comfort is easy, but it doesn't lead to growth. Pain, as difficult as it is what forces you to evolve and adapt. Your relationship with pain defines your journey. You can see it as an enemy to be feared or as an ally to be embraced. When you choose the latter, you reclaim your power. Pain stops being something that happens to you and becomes something that works for you. It becomes a tool, a source of strength, and a stepping stone toward your greatness. Pain doesn't have to be the end of the story. It can be the beginning of something extraordinary. By embracing it, learning from it, and using it to fuel your actions, you transform not just your circumstances, but your entire outlook on life. Pain becomes your power, your purpose, and your proof that nothing can hold you back. Your circle shapes your future. The people you surround yourself with play a significant role in shaping who you are and who you will become. Your circle influences your thoughts, actions, and decisions, often more than you realize. The energy, beliefs, and habits of those closest to you seep into your daily life, either propelling you forward or holding you back. Your circle is a mirror, reflecting back the kind of person you are and the kind of person you're on the path to becoming. Every conversation you have with your circle leaves an imprint on your mindset. If you're surrounded by people who encourage growth, positivity, and ambition, those qualities will start to take root within you. But if your circle is filled with negativity, excuses, and complacency, those traits will also infiltrate your thoughts and behaviors. It's not just about who they are, it's about who you become in their presence. Your circle sets the tone for what you believe is possible. When you're surrounded by people who dream big and take bold action, their confidence becomes contagious. They show you that greatness is achievable, that barriers can be broken, and that success isn't reserved for a select few. On the flip side, a circle of doubters and naysayers can make you question your potential and settle for less than you deserve. The habits of your circle influence your own. If your friends are disciplined, hardworking, and focused, you'll naturally start to adopt those habits. You'll find yourself rising to meet the standard they've set, pushing yourself to do better because excellence becomes the norm. But if your circle is unmotivated, aimless, or distracted, it becomes much harder to stay consistent in your own efforts. Your circle holds you accountable. When you're surrounded by people who genuinely care about your growth, they won't let you make excuses or slack off. They'll call you out when you're not living up to your potential and push you to do better. This kind of accountability is priceless. It keeps you on track even when your motivation wavers. Your circle provides a support system during tough times. Life is full of challenges, and having the right people by your side can make all the difference. A strong circle lifts you up when you're down, reminds you of your worth when you've forgotten it, and helps you find solutions when you feel stuck. They don't let you quit, they help you persevere. Your circle also celebrates your wins. Surrounding yourself with people who genuinely root for your success creates an environment of encouragement and positivity. They're not envious or threatened by your achievements, they're inspired. And their celebration of your victories motivates you to aim even higher. The energy of your circle matters. Negative, toxic energy drains your motivation and clouds your vision. But positive, uplifting energy fuels your spirit and sharpens your focus. The people around you either energize you or exhaust you. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with someone. That feeling reveals a lot about the impact they have on your life. Your circle shapes your perspective. They influence how you see the world, your opportunities, and yourself. If they view challenges as insurmountable, you might start to adopt that mindset. But if they see obstacles as opportunities and setbacks as stepping stones, that mindset will rub off on you too. Your circle's perspective becomes your lens, coloring how you approach life. Your circle influences your level of ambition. If the people around you are content with mediocrity, you might find yourself settling for less than you're capable of. But if your circle is full of high achievers who constantly strive for more, you'll feel inspired to raise your standards and pursue greatness. Ambition is contagious, and the right circle will ignite it within you. Your circle can either expand your vision or shrink it. When you're surrounded by people who encourage you to dream bigger and think outside the box, your world feels full of possibility. But if your circle is limited in their thinking, they'll unintentionally limit you as well. They'll impose their fears and doubts onto you, keeping you from reaching your full potential. Your circle affects your emotional health. Toxic relationships breed stress, anxiety, and self-doubt. But a healthy, supportive circle fosters confidence, happiness, and inner peace. The emotional climate of your relationships has a profound impact on your overall well-being, so it's crucial to be intentional about who you let into your life. Your circle is a source of inspiration. When you see the people around you working hard, overcoming challenges, and achieving their goals, it fuels your own drive. Their stories remind you that success is possible and that the journey is worth it. The right circle will inspire you to keep pushing forward, even when the road gets tough. Your circle challenges you to grow. They don't let you stay in your comfort zone. They encourage you to step out of it. They push you to learn, to improve, and to evolve. Growth requires discomfort, and the right circle will lovingly challenge you to embrace that discomfort for the sake of your progress. Your circle can open doors. Opportunities often come through relationships, and the people you surround yourself with can connect you to resources, networks, and experiences that accelerate journey. But more importantly, they can open your mind to possibilities you hadn't considered before. The right circle expands your horizons and helps you see beyond your current reality. Your circle reinforces your values. The people you spend time with shape your character, influencing how you think, act, and treat others. If they embody qualities like integrity, kindness, and determination, those traits will become more ingrained in you. Your circle doesn't just shape your future, they shape your identity. Your circle sets the standard for what you consider normal. If excellence, hard work, and self-improvement are the norm in your circle, you'll naturally aspire to those standards. But if laziness, negativity, and complacency are the norm, you'll find yourself slipping into those patterns. Your circle defines your baseline, so choose people who elevate it. A vision is a powerful thing. It gives you a sense of purpose, a destination to strive for, and a reason to keep moving forward. But a vision alone is not enough. Without action, a vision is nothing more than a dream, an illusion that exists in your mind but never manifests in reality. Vision without action is like staring at a map without ever taking the first step. It feels inspiring for a moment, but it leads nowhere. Dreaming is easy. It doesn't require effort, risk, or sacrifice. It's comfortable to imagine what your life could be like, to picture yourself achieving your goals and to indulge in the fantasy of success. But dreaming on its own doesn't create results. Action is the fuel that turns dreams into accomplishments. It's the bridge between the life you imagine and the life you live. A vision provides clarity, but action provides progress. You can spend hours refining your goals, visualizing your future, and planning your next steps, but until you take action, none of it matters. The power of a vision lies in its ability to inspire action. It's the spark, but action is the fire. Without action, even the clearest vision remains stagnant. Taking action requires courage. It's one thing to dream about a better future, but it's another to step into the unknown and take the risk necessary to achieve it. Action demands that you face your fears, embrace uncertainty, and confront the possibility of failure. But without this courage, your vision will remain a safe, untouchable idea daydream that never becomes reality. Vision without action leads to frustration. When you have a clear idea of what you want but fail to take the steps to achieve it, you feel stuck. You begin to doubt yourself, question your abilities, and lose faith in your dreams. This frustration grows over time, creating a cycle of inaction and regret. The only way to break free is to pair your vision with consistent effort. Action gives your vision momentum. Every step you take, no matter how small, moves you closer to your goal. Progress builds confidence, and confidence fuels more action. This creates a positive cycle where each achievement reinforces your belief in your vision. Without action, however, your vision remains motionless, and momentum never has a chance to build. A vision without action is like planting a seed but never watering it. The potential for growth is there, but it will never be realized unless you nurture it. Action is the water, sunlight, and care that allow your vision to grow and flourish. Without it, your dream remains dormant, never reaching its full potential. Action transforms potential into reality. You might have all the talent, resources, and ideas in the world, but without action, none of it matters. Potential is wasted when it's not put to use. It's through action that your vision becomes tangible and your potential is fully realized. Vision without action also creates complacency. It's to get comfortable dreaming about the future, convincing yourself that you're planning when in reality, you're procrastinating. Daydreaming gives the illusion of progress without the discomfort of effort. But this comfort zone is a trap, keeping you from taking the steps necessary to make your vision a reality. Action teaches you lessons that vision alone never could. When you take action, you gain experience, face challenges, and learn what works and what doesn't. This feedback is invaluable for refining your vision and improving your approach. Without action, you miss out on the growth and insights that come from actually doing the work. A vision is meant to be a guide, not a destination. It provides direction, but it's the journey, the action that shapes you. Along the way, you discover strengths you didn't know you had, overcome obstacles you didn't anticipate, and grow in ways you couldn't have imagined. Action turns your vision into a transformative process, not just a static goal. Action builds discipline. While a vision might inspire you, it's discipline that sustains you. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when the excitement fades and the work becomes challenging. It's what turns sporadic effort into consistent progress. Without action, discipline has no foundation to stand on, and your vision remains out of reach. Vision without action often leads to comparison. When you're stuck in the dreaming phase, it's easy to look at others who are achieving their goals and wonder why you're not. This comparison breeds jealousy, resentment, and self-doubt. But when you're taking action, you're too focused on your own journey to what others are doing. Action grounds you in your own path. Action builds credibility with others and with yourself. When you consistently act on your vision, people take you seriously. They see you as someone who follows through, who doesn't just talk about their dreams, but actively works to achieve them. This credibility also strengthens your self-belief, reinforcing your commitment to your vision. Your vision should inspire a sense of urgency. The longer you wait to take action, the harder it becomes to start. Time has a way of eroding motivation and dulling the clarity of your vision. Action, on the other hand, keeps your vision alive and vibrant. Each step you take breathes life into your dream, reminding you of why it matters. Vision without action is like standing at the edge of a pool, imagining how refreshing the water will feel, but never jumping in. You can't experience the fullness of your vision until you immerse yourself in the process. The water might be cold at first, and the swim might be challenging, but it's the only way to truly live the dream you've been imagining. Action transforms your vision into a legacy. It's not just about achieving your goals, it's about creating something lasting and meaningful. Every step you take, every challenge you overcome, and every milestone you reach contributes to a story that inspires others. Your legacy isn't built on the vision you had, it's built on the actions you took to make that vision a reality. The world moves at an unforgiving pace. It doesn't pause for your hesitation, your self-doubt, or your fear of failure. Every second that passes is a second you'll never get back. While you're thinking, planning, or waiting for the perfect moment, the world keeps spinning and opportunities keep slipping away. If you want to make an impact, you have to start now. Starting now doesn't mean you have all the answers or a flawless plan. It means you're willing to take the first step, even if it's imperfect. Waiting for certainty or perfection is a trap that keeps you stuck in place. Progress doesn't require perfection, it requires movement. Every great achievement began with someone who was brave enough to start without knowing everything. The idea of someday is a dangerous illusion. Someday isn't on the calendar. It's not a real moment in time, it's an excuse to delay. The truth is, if you don't start now, there's a good chance you never will. Time has a way of eroding ambition and burying dreams under the weight of procrastination. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to take that first step. The world rewards those who take action. It's not enough to have dreams or ideas, you have to bring them to life. Action is what separates those who succeed from those who only wish they could. While others are hesitating, overthinking, or waiting for the right conditions, you can be the one who steps forward, takes a chance, and makes things happen. Fear is one of the biggest reasons people hesitate to start. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown, it can be paralyzing. But fear doesn't go away on its own. The only way to overcome it is to face it head on. When you start, you realize that most of your fears were just mental barriers, far less intimidating than they seem. Action is the antidote to fear. Starting now doesn't mean you have to be ready, it means you have to be willing. Readiness is a myth. No one is ever fully ready to chase their dreams or take on a new challenge. Life doesn't wait for you to feel ready, and neither should you. What matters is your willingness to try, to learn, and to adapt along the way. The opportunities of today won't be the same tomorrow. The world is constantly changing, and so are the chances it offers. What's available now might not be there later. Waiting can mean missing out on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Starting now ensures that you're in the game, ready to seize whatever comes your way. Progress is built on momentum, and momentum starts with the first step. Once you begin, the journey takes on a life of its own. Each action builds on the one before it, creating a chain reaction of growth and progress. But none of that can happen until you take that initial leap. Starting now is the key to unlocking the power of momentum. The world doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't wait for you to figure things out or get comfortable. If you want something, you have to go after it. The only person who can make your dreams a reality is you. The world may present opportunities, but it's up to you to grab them and make the most of them. Starting now sends a powerful message to yourself and to the world. It says you're serious about your goals, that you're not going to let fear or doubt hold you back. It says you're willing to bet on yourself and take responsibility for your future. That kind of mindset attracts opportunities and builds confidence. When you start now, you take control of your narrative. Instead of letting life happen to you, you take charge and decide the direction you want to go. You stop being a passive observer and become an active participant in your own story. The sooner you start, the more time you have to create the life you want. Starting now also means embracing imperfection. The first step is rarely perfect, and that's okay. It's better to start messy than to never start at all. The beauty of taking action is that you learn and improve as you go. Perfection isn't the goal, progress is. And progress begins the moment you take action. The clock is always ticking. Time waits for no one, and every moment spent waiting is a moment lost. The sooner you start, the more time you have to grow, to learn, and to achieve. Starting now gives you the gift of time to make mistakes, to adjust your course, and to eventually succeed. Starting now teaches you resilience. The journey won't always be smooth, and there will be challenges along the way. But by starting, you give yourself the chance to build strength and determination. Each obstacle you overcome makes you stronger and more prepared for the next one. Resilience is built through action, not hesitation. Your dreams deserve urgency. They deserve your focus, your effort, and your commitment. When you start now, you're honoring your dreams and showing them the respect they deserve. You're telling yourself in the world that your vision matters and you're willing to do whatever it takes to make it a reality. The world is full of people with ideas, plans, and dreams, but only a few will take the leap and turn those dreams into something real. Be one of those people. Don't wait for the perfect moment, the right circumstances, or someone else's approval. The power to start is already within you. The journey ahead might be long, and the path might be uncertain, but none of that is if you don't start. Starting now is the single most important decision you can make for your future. It's the moment when you stop dreaming and start doing, when you turn potential into progress, and when you begin creating the life you've always imagined. Discipline is the foundation of success. It's the force that takes you from where you are to where you want to be. Without it, even the most ambitious dreams crumble. Discipline isn't just about rules or restrictions, it's about commitment. It's about making choices that align with your goals, even when those choices are hard, inconvenient, or unpopular. Discipline starts with a decision. It's the moment you say, I'm done letting life happen to me, I'm going to take control. That decision isn't a one-time thing, it's a daily commitment. Discipline isn't something you turn on and off. It's a lifestyle. It's waking up every morning and choosing to show up no matter how you feel. Discipline doesn't care about your feelings. Feelings are temporary, they come and go like the weather. Discipline, on the other hand, is steady. It's not swayed by moods or circumstances. You might not feel like working out, studying, or grinding today, but discipline says do it anyway. That's where the magic happens, in those moments when you push through despite the resistance. Consistency is a product of discipline. Anybody can work hard for a day, a week, or even a month, but real progress comes from sustained effort over time. Discipline keeps you going when motivation fades. Motivation is great for getting started, but it's discipline that keeps you in the game. Discipline ensures that you don't just show up once you show up again and again until the work is done. Discipline requires sacrifice. There's no way around it. To say yes to your goals, you have to say no to distractions, temptations, and short-term pleasures. That's not easy, but it's necessary. Every time you choose discipline, you're making a trade. You're giving up what feels good now for what will feel great later. Discipline isn't about deprivation, it's about prioritization. It's not just about what you do, it's about what you don't do. Discipline means cutting out the things that don't serve your purpose. That could be wasting time on social media, staying up late binge watching shows, or hanging out with people who don't push you to grow. Discipline isn't just action, it's restraint. It's knowing when to say no so you can say yes to what really matters. Discipline builds character. It's not just about achieving goals, it's about becoming the kind of person who can achieve them. Discipline teaches you patience, resilience, and focus. It makes you stronger mentally and emotionally. Every time you choose discipline, you're proving to yourself that you're capable, reliable, and in control of your life. One of the biggest benefits of discipline is freedom. That might sound like a contradiction, but it's true. When you're disciplined, you take control of your time, your energy, and your choices. You're not at the mercy of distractions or bad habits. You're not reactive, you're proactive. Discipline frees you from chaos and gives you the structure you need to thrive. Discipline is the key to mastery. Whether you're an athlete, an artist, a student, or an entrepreneur, the path to excellence is paved with discipline. Talent might get you noticed, but discipline is what keeps you on top. It's the daily practice, the repetition, the willingness, the boring, unglamorous work that separates the good from the great. Discipline isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. It's a skill, and like any skill, it gets stronger the more you use it. The first steps might feel hard, but over time, discipline becomes a habit. It becomes second nature. What once felt like a struggle starts to feel normal. That's the power of consistency and commitment. The beauty of discipline is that it compounds. Every small choice you make builds on the one before it. It's like planting seeds. At first, you don't see much, but over time, those seeds grow into something incredible. Discipline might not give you instant results, but it guarantees long-term success. The more you invest in it, the more it pays off. Discipline creates confidence. When you stick to your commitments, you build trust in yourself. You prove that you're someone who follows through, who does what they say they'll do. That trust translates into confidence, not the superficial kind, but the deep, unshakable belief that you can handle whatever comes your way. Discipline is contagious. When you commit to your goals and stay disciplined, you inspire others to do the same. Your actions become an example. People see your focus, your work ethic, your results, and they want to know how you do it. Discipline isn't just a personal tool, it's a way to lead and uplift others. Discipline isn't about perfection, it's about progress. You're going to slip up sometimes, and that's okay. What matters is that you get back on track. Discipline isn't about never making mistakes, it's about refusing to let those mistakes define you. It's about learning, adjusting, and continuing to move forward. The best time to embrace discipline is right now. Too often, people wait for the perfect moment to start. They think, I'll get serious when I have more time, more energy, or more motivation. But the truth is, there's no better time than today. Discipline doesn't wait for perfect conditions, it creates them. Discipline is your superpower. It's the one thing you can always rely on no matter what challenges you face. It doesn't matter where you start or what obstacles are in your way. If you're disciplined, you can overcome anything. It's the great equalizer, the force that turns potential into results and dreams into reality. Every choice you make is a chance to strengthen your discipline. It's not about giant leaps, it's about small, consistent steps in the right direction. Discipline isn't flashy or exciting, but it's the engine that drives success. If you embrace it, commit to it, and live by it, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Execution is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Dreams, goals, plans, they're all meaningless without execution. It's not enough to talk about what you want and map out a perfect plan. The only thing that matters is action. Relentless, unapologetic, no holds barred action. Execution is the separator between those who succeed and those who don't. Excuses are easy, they're comfortable, and they let you off the hook. But excuses are also poison to progress. Every time you make an excuse, you're giving yourself permission to stay stuck. You're prioritizing your comfort over your growth. If you want to execute relentlessly, you have to eliminate excuses from your vocabulary. You have to hold yourself accountable, no matter what. Relentless execution means showing up every single day, no matter how you feel. It's not about waiting for motivation or inspiration. Those things are fleeting, they come and go. What lasts is your commitment to the process. Relentless execution is about discipline. It's about doing the work, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, even when no one else is watching. Execution doesn't wait for perfect conditions. Too many people spend their time waiting for the right moment, the right resources, the right circumstances. But let me tell you something, perfection is a myth. The conditions will never be perfect. And if you keep waiting, you'll never move. Relentless execution means starting where you are with what you have and figuring it out as you go. The truth is, obstacles are inevitable. Life will throw challenges your way, distractions, setbacks, failures. But relentless execution doesn't stop for obstacles. It finds a way around them, over them, or through them. It's about persistence. It's about refusing to let anything stand in your way. Excuses are just obstacles dressed up as reasons. If you're committed to relentless execution, you'll find solutions instead of reasons to quit. Relentless execution is messy. It's not always pretty or perfect. Sometimes it means failing forward, making mistakes, and learning on the fly. But that's part of the process. Perfectionism is just another excuse in disguise. If you're afraid of making mistakes, you'll never take the risks necessary to grow. Execution is about progress, not perfection. It's about doing the best you can with what you've got and trusting the process. The grind doesn't care about your emotions. There will be days when you feel tired, overwhelmed, or discouraged. But relentless execution doesn't take breaks for bad days. It pushes through the fatigue, the doubt, the discomfort. It's about staying focused on the goal no matter how you feel in the moment. Feelings are temporary. Execution is what creates lasting results. Execution requires laser focus. You can't do a million things at once and expect to excel at any of them. Relentless execution means prioritizing what matters most and putting all your energy into it. It means saying no to distractions, to unproductive habits, and even to opportunities that don't align with your ultimate goals. Focus is the fuel for relentless execution. There's no shortcut to relentless execution. It's built on consistency, on showing up and doing the work day after day, week after week, year after year. There's no secret formula, no hack, no easy way out. It's the grind, the hustle, the daily commitment to excellence. And the truth is, most people aren't willing to do it. That's why relentless execution sets you apart. Execution is about taking ownership. It's about looking at your life and saying, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. It's about refusing to blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck. Relentless execution means taking full responsibility for your results or lack of them. It's about owning your choices, your actions, and your outcomes. Excuses are rooted in fear. fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But relentless execution doesn't let fear win. It acts in spite of fear. It's about courage, about stepping out of your comfort zone and into the uncertainty of action. Fear will never go away completely, but the more you execute, the more confidence you build. Relentless execution is a mindset. It's not just about what you do, it's about how you think. It's about seeing every challenge as an opportunity, every failure as a lesson, and every moment as a chance to move closer to your goals. It's about believing in your ability to figure it out no matter what. Relentless execution starts in your mind. Excuses waste time. Every minute you spend justifying why you can't do something is a minute you could have spent doing it. Time is your most valuable resource, and once it's gone, you can't get it back. Relentless execution means treating time like gold. It means acting with urgency, with the understanding that every second counts. Relentless execution is about resilience. It's not about never falling, it's about always getting back up. When things go wrong, when you face setbacks, when you hit rock bottom, relentless execution keeps you moving forward. It's about bouncing back stronger, learning from your mistakes, and using every failure as fuel for your next move. The results of relentless execution speak for themselves. While others are still talking, planning, or dreaming, you're out there making things happen. You're creating momentum, building progress, and stacking wins. Execution doesn't need validation or applause. It's not about impressing others, it's about delivering results. Relentless execution demands sacrifices. It means giving up comfort for growth, distractions for focus, and excuses for action. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Every sacrifice you make is an investment in your future. It's a reminder that you're serious about your goals, that you're willing to do what most people want to achieve, what most people can. Relentless execution is the ultimate equalizer. It doesn't matter where you start, what resources you have, or who's in your corner. If you're willing to outwork, outlast, and out-execute everyone else, nothing can stop you. Relentless execution is a choice. It's a decision to show up, put in the work, and refuse to settle for anything less than your best. Taking ownership of your life is the first and most critical step toward achieving anything meaningful. It means acknowledging that you and only you are responsible for where you are right now, not your circumstances, not the people around you, and certainly not the obstacles you face. You are the one driving the wheel. And whether you like it or not, the direction you're heading in is the result of the decisions you've made up to this point. The moment you take ownership, everything changes. No more waiting for someone to hand you the life you want. No more blaming others for your problems. It all starts with you. When you take ownership of your life, you understand that excuses are nothing more than a crutch. They are temporary fixes for deeper issues. And when you stop making excuses, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. Instead, you become the creator of your own destiny. There's no room for it if only in this mindset. You take full responsibility for your actions and your outcomes, even when things don't go as planned. Because let's be real, life doesn't always go according to plan. But owning your life means accepting the good, the bad, and the ugly, and using it all to fuel your next step forward. Taking ownership also means acknowledging the power you have to change your life at any moment. You might have been told that you're stuck in your situation, that there's no way out, or that you're not good enough. But those are lies. You are never stuck unless you choose to be. Life is full of opportunities for growth, but you have to recognize them. And it's not going to be easy, it never is, but it will always be worth it. Ownership means choosing to take that first step, even when you can't see the entire staircase. You trust that you have the power to change your situation, and you take action on that belief every single day. The moment you take ownership, you stop waiting for things to happen. You stop waiting for the perfect time to start. You stop waiting for someone to give you permission to chase your dreams. You realize that time is precious and that every second you waste waiting is a second you'll never get back. There will never be a perfect moment, so you make the moment perfect by acting now. Waiting for things to fall into place is a waste of your potential. Ownership is about jumping into action, even when the conditions aren't ideal. Taking ownership means you stop letting fear dictate your actions. Fear will always be there, trying to paralyze you, trying to convince you that you're not good enough, that you'll fail, or that you'll be judged. But when you own your life, you realize that fear is just a feeling, and feelings don't control your future. You control your future. Fear doesn't get to make the decisions for you. Instead of running from fear, you face it head on and use it to fuel your determination to succeed. You become unstoppable when you realize that fear is not a sign to stop, it's a sign to push harder. When you take ownership of your life, you also stop living in the past. The past is a powerful thing, but it only has as much control over your present as you allow it. If you've made mistakes, if you've failed, if you've been hurt, that's all part of your journey, but it doesn't have to define you. Ownership means you take lessons from your past, but refuse to let it keep you shackled. You don't dwell on what went wrong. You focus on what's going right now and how you can make the most of today. You understand that the past is behind you and your future starts with the next choice you make. Taking ownership means choosing your responses instead of being a victim of your emotions. Life is unpredictable and people will disappoint you, situations will get tough and things won't always go as planned. But you have the power to choose how you respond. Ownership is about deciding that no matter what happens, you will respond with strength, with grace, and with action. You're not going to let external factors dictate your internal peace or your outcomes. You have the power to choose how you show up in every situation. The foundation of ownership is discipline. Discipline is not a punishment, it's a tool for freedom. When you take ownership of your life, you commit to doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Discipline means showing up every day, even when you're tired, even when it's inconvenient, and even when nobody is watching. It means making the right choices consistently, even when it's hard. Discipline is the key that unlocks your potential, and ownership is the decision to commit to it no matter what. Ownership also means learning to let go of the need for validation from others. For so long, you may have waited for approval, for someone to tell you you're doing a good job, for someone to believe in your vision before you take action. But when you own your life, you stop seeking validation. You understand that your worth doesn't depend on anyone else's opinion of you. You trust your journey and take action based on your beliefs, not on external validation. Your approval is all you need. Taking ownership means setting boundaries and protecting your time. The world will try to pull you in a million different directions, and people will always have requests, demands, and distractions. But ownership means understanding that your time is limited and valuable. You get to decide how you spend it. You set boundaries to protect your focus and your energy. You don't allow anyone or anything to take your time without your permission. And when you set boundaries, you not only protect your time, but you also send a message to yourself that you respect yourself enough to prioritize your goals. Ownership also means you don't wait for the perfect environment to thrive. You create your environment. If your current situation isn't serving your goals, change it. If the people around you aren't supporting your growth, distance your fight. Ownership is about building the right environment for success, no matter where you start. You decide what kind of energy, mindset, and people you need to surround yourself with to keep moving forward. And if you don't have the ideal environment right now, take ownership of creating it for yourself. Taking ownership means learning to embrace the struggle. There will always be challenges. Life is not a straight line from A to B. It's a winding road with bumps, detours, and roadblocks. But when you own your life, you understand that struggle is part of the process. It's not something to avoid or run from. The struggle is where growth happens. It's where your character is built, your resilience is tested, and your strength is forged. Ownership is about choosing to embrace the struggle and learning from it instead of letting it defeat you. When you take ownership of your life, you become a creator. No longer do you wait for someone else to build your future for you. You recognize that you have the power to create the life you want. This means thinking bigger, dreaming bigger, and taking bigger actions. The future you desire isn't something that will fall into your lap. It's something you must create piece by piece with every action you take. Ownership means stepping into your role as the architect of your own destiny. Taking ownership means you stop settling for mediocrity. You no longer accept average as good enough. You demand more from yourself and you strive for excellence in everything you do. Mediocre effort won't get you the life you desire, and you know that. Ownership is about consistently pushing yourself to do better, be better, and create better. Mediocrity has no place in your life because you know you are capable of greatness. Finally, taking ownership means that you commit to your personal growth. Growth is not a one-time event, it's a lifelong journey. And if you want to achieve anything worthwhile, you must be willing to grow. Ownership means you actively seek knowledge, you invest in yourself, and you continually strive to become the best version of who you are. Growth isn't optional, it's necessary. And by taking ownership of your life, you are committing to a life of constant, unstoppable growth. Execution is the difference between where you are now and where you want to be. Excuses, on the other hand, keep you stuck. They give you an easy way out, a reason to avoid the work, and they try to justify why you're not moving forward. But here's the truth, excuses will never get you the results you want. They will never create success, and they will never move you closer to your goals. Execution, however, will. It's time to make a choice. Are you going to keep making excuses, or are you going to execute relentlessly and make things happen? Excuses are sneaky. They disguise themselves as valid reasons. They try to convince you that your lack of action is understandable because of your circumstances. Maybe you don't have the right resources. Maybe you're too tired. Maybe the timing isn't right. But when you choose to live in excuses, you are choosing to stay where you are. And where you are right now is not where you want to stay. Excuses keep you stuck in a cycle of inactivity, and that cycle will continue until you decide to break it with relentless execution. The reality is, no one cares about your excuses. The world doesn't stop because you're tired. It doesn't pause because you're struggling. If you want to win, if you want to make progress, you must learn how to execute relentlessly. Every day is an opportunity to take action, and every time you make an excuse, you waste that opportunity. Execution doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care what challenges you face. It only cares that you show up and do the work. Execution is about overcoming obstacles, not letting them hold you back. Life will always present challenges. There will be days when it feels like everything is working against you, but the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they respond to challenges. When you execute relentlessly, you don't let obstacles stop you. You find a way to push through, adapt, and keep moving forward no matter what stands in your way. Execution requires commitment. It requires a mindset that says, I'm going to get this done no matter what. There is no room for procrastination, no room for waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The moment is now. It's time to stop talking about what you're going to do and start doing it. Relentless execution means taking immediate action, means showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, and doing what needs to be done. Excuses will always try to find their way in, but you have to push them out with action. The key to relentless execution is consistency. It's not about doing the work once in a while. It's about showing up every day without fail, whether it's convenient or not, whether you're tired, stressed, or unsure. Execution demands consistency because it's the consistent efforts that lead to big results. It's the repeated actions, day in and day out, that build momentum. Every action you take adds to the foundation of your success. The more you execute, the more momentum you create, and the closer you get to your goals. One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is that we'll wait until we feel ready. But readiness is a myth. You'll never feel fully prepared. You'll never feel like you have all the answers. And that's okay because execution doesn't require perfection, it requires action. The truth is, you'll learn as you go. You'll make mistakes, and that's part of the process. But the most important thing is that you're taking action moving forward and adjusting along the way. When you choose to execute relentlessly, you embrace the discomfort. You know it's not going to be easy. You know it's going to take time, but you're willing to put in the work anyway. Relentless execution is about doing the hard things even when they're difficult. It's about getting uncomfortable, pushing through the resistance, and growing stronger as you continue to execute. This is what separates the successful from the average, the willingness to endure discomfort in order to achieve greatness. Relentless execution is not about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about being strategic with your time, energy, and efforts. You don't have to do everything at once. Focus on what matters most and execute on those things. Prioritize the actions that will move you closest to your goals and eliminate distractions. Execution is about making the right moves, not just any moves. It's about being intentional with your time and energy so that every action you take is pushing you towards success.